Hello guys, my name is Will. Welcome to one more video about Dragonheir Silent Gods. If you are not a subscriber yet, don't forget to leave a subscribe to follow more content about this game. I do a lot of guides, news, everything that you need to know about Dragonheir Silent Gods. And in this video, we are talking about Vortex. Vortex is one of the most important contents in game, and I want to give you some tips, what teams you should use, and what is more important, and how you can achieve higher damage. So, as you can see from my thumbnail, I was doing around 40 to 50 million damage, and I just had a raise of 50 million damage with just optimization, alright? So I was doing 50 million damage with Dauntless, and then I increased to 100 million just with gear optimization and timings, okay? And placement as well, which all of those are really important. So, first thing is you need to know that some schools of some elements are stronger than others. Wild is the strongest one. Imagine in the perfect world where you have all the characters and all the artifacts, Wild is the strongest one. Then will be Dauntless. After Dauntless, I would say between Poison and Summon, they are quite equal, and then Frost and Rally are not so great, okay? Summon can be really good as well, with the right characters, right strategy, and Poison as well, okay? But Dauntless, while are really strong, Wild is the strongest one, okay? If you have the Flora with artifacts, more inspirations will give more damage, etc. You can check from the ranking. If we check on the ranking, you guys will see who is the top damage, okay? Of course, this is a veteran server, so a lot of inspiration and stuff like that. But you can see the top 10, it's all of those wild characters, okay? This one doesn't have any... No, this one has inspiration. I was going to lie. So this one, okay, this is a Dauntless one, as you guys can see. Wild again. So yeah, you guys can see these ones. Oh, and you got the Summoner team. So Summoner team are doing pretty well as well. But again, don't forget this one. For example, this is a good example. This guy has no inspiration on the characters. He doesn't have the artifacts, and he's doing 150 million damage. He's doing more damage, or about the same damage, as the Necrotic team we just saw there. It's here. So these Necrotic teams, which is the element from my guild, is doing 118 million damage with the Summoner team. But he has 4 inspirations here, 1 inspiration, 2 inspiration, and he has the artifact for level 1s, alright? Meanwhile, these guys here, this guy has inspiration, so not gonna talk about this one. Back to this guy, he does have the artifact, okay? He doesn't have any inspirations, and he's doing 150 million damage. So you guys can see how Wild is strong, okay? Without artifacts, without inspirations, he's doing more damage, while this guy with the artifact inspirations is doing around the same damage. So imagine if he had the artifact with Flora, he will do more damage and will be on the top ranking. So that's how Wild is strong. So with your teams, you need to pick the one that is stronger between your characters. In my case, at the moment, the strongest I have is Dauntless, alright? So I was doing around 50 million damage yesterday with Dauntless, and I did some optimization, alright? And I raised my damage for around 20 million damage. So this is the team I'm using, okay? And I'm gonna talk about the timings if you guys want to use the same team. Of course, I'm using the artifact as well, not just the character. And still one epic rune, but as you guys can see, I'm already using some mythics. Mythics are usually important. I will talk about that. So I'm just gonna show you my timings and explain them. So the first thing is the timing. Ideally, to find the best timings, you need to play it on manual. And when you're playing manual, you guys will see all the animations and when things are happening. So for example, you guys can see by this time is when he's casting this skill, right? And you can set your timings to be perfect, okay? So for Ugok, he's casting at 26.5 because he's by that time when he's casting this skill. So it says here it starts at 5 seconds, but this is the timing for the animation. Some animations are faster, other ones are slower. In this case, this one is pretty slow. So if I cast that skill at 26.5, it means I'm preventing this damage with Ugok Immortality and also this damage. which will make my Ugok to live longer. So at the moment I'm surviving between 8, almost 9 minutes, which is pretty good, with just Ugok healing. And I have some more tricks to keep him alive. Then regarding timings, I'm using this guy at 12 seconds because I realized, and they have 2.5 seconds apart, because I realized this guy takes around 2.5 seconds to apply the defense penalty. Because his animation is a bit slow, he's got a Witcher's Remain, and his animation is a bit slow. So it takes a little bit to activate his ultimate and start firing those shots and activate the defense penalty. And then we have all the other guys using their skills. I could use this 0.5 slower, just to make sure that Naschenka casts the ultimate first, and then she will activate this trigger chance to launch feathers that will deal damage, and then you want this ultimate. At least this one, okay? This one is just a single damage, but this one uses X and swings 5 times. So it's 5 times that can trigger this. Okay, so ideally we want this, and that's what I'm gonna do now. And then you guys can see I don't have a recast timing, and that's because I have Suta with this Puppeteer set. So this is one of the tricks. You can use this set of Puppeteer, and this one will increase the allies of the same elements in ultimate energy by 10%. So it means that all of these Dauntless, these 3 Dauntless, will have the ultimate energy increased by 10%, which means they will cast more ultimate energies. This guy will apply more defense penalty and more damage. And since I'm using this Puppeteer to increase that ultimate energy, I'm also using this Brotherhood Spirit. And this one, every time I cast ultimate skill, I will increase elemental damage deals by 15%. So I'm increasing the ultimate energy with this set, the Puppeteer, and then I'm increasing the damage by 15% with the Brotherhood Spirit. So I already have 2 boosts and kinda 2 buffs with these sets. Ideally, you always want to have the right stats. So for example, on this one, attack percentage, then I have some crit rate because Suta works better with crit rate. Then I'm using attack on these hands because I don't have attack percentage. But it's because I really want these stats, this set, okay, this set bonus. And then already using a mythic. This one is pretty good. On this boss, always check how much accuracy you need. So for this guy, you only need around 128, so he's got 80 resistance. So you only need around 90 to 100 accuracy, so something like that will be enough. And I have a lot of accuracy, but I'm using this mythic. This mythic will provide me additional to 300% attack of current accuracy. So the more accuracy I have, more attack percentage I will have. So this is one of the first things. When using the Witcher's Remain, also important to use on a character that can apply the defense penalty that has more than one chance. So with Starrival, he's going to activate the ultimate, and each basic attack, there is attack increased by 15%, and each basic attack has 30% chance of triggering multi-shot. So it means these ultimates, all of these 12 seconds, you will have a chance to trigger the Witcher's Remain. Okay? So it's when using the ultimate skill to deal damage. So every character that deals more than once damage with the ultimate will have more than one chance to activate the Witcher's Remain. Then on this one, I'm using this artifact, this mythic. This mythic will increase my damage to enemies under defense penalty. So I'm applying defense penalty, and all these mythics you use with defense penalty will increase that damage. Then on this guy, this mythic is pretty good. Okay, I'm again using this set, this one, because just to increase my damage. But as I said in my videos before, in the future, you will see everyone using only mythics, because mythics are really strong. For example, this one, for each ally of the same school, the wearer's attack increased by 6%. So I'm using 4, okay? So for each ally of the same elements, I'm using 4 with values, but I have 3 allies with the same element. So it will increase 18% attack percentage of my Tarival, of my values, alright? Besides these mythics, I'm then using some mythics on Ugok, okay? Then I'm using this on Ugok, this artifact, to increase, it gives stacks of damage to my allies, and then I'm using these ones that are helping my Ugok to survive. As you guys can see, I'm only using 99 accuracy. And you want accuracy on Ugok because sometimes this guy can use this healing that apply attack penalty. Okay? And then I'm using these mythics because this one, each time he applies that attack penalty, will get 2% max HP self-healing. Okay, so this is some extra healing to keep him alive. And then I'm using this mythic that will give me immortality. So if my healing is not enough, and if my immortality buff finish, then I'll have this mythic that will trigger immortality as well. Okay, so this can delay a little bit more the fight and help me to do even more damage. Okay, besides this, there's a lot more mythics. For example, this one, when you granting shields, one debuff is also dispelled. This will be only useful for Vortex 4 because Vortex 4 will apply defense penalty. And we have a couple more. This one, 100% HP, damage by 25%. But of course you need to use good timings for this. When the wearer deals derivate damage, this one will be really good for my values because the values deals derivate damage. But I can't really afford that at the moment because I don't want to break my set and lose what I'm losing. I already tested that, was not doing well, but it's a really good one for derivate damage. And then these ones, another thing is that these mythics can be very specific for specific situations, and you could use this one to dispel all negative effects from one single character. This one I'm already using, it's really good, and you can use on your characters as well. So basically you need to play with what you have, because at this moment possibly you didn't have the chance to farm a lot. In this case I have a lot of mythic chests, but sometimes we don't have the right chests. Okay, for example, this one, every 10% current HP will increase your attack speed. This will be good, really good for my Dauntless, but I only have HP and defense percentage on these chests, and I really need a chest with attack percentage like this. And then if I get attack percentage, then I'll use this. Okay, what else? We have another divide damage, again, HP, defense, resistance. You will want to use this when you have good a chest that has good stats. All right, if the chest doesn't have good stats, then will not be worth it to use it just because of the effect it provides, in most of the cases, of course. So artifacts, mythics are very important. Sets, effects from sets. The last thing, we already talked about timings, the last thing you want to make sure is placement. So you guys can see, this is the placement I use, and there's a reason for this. So if you check the battle skill of Ugok, it jumps from one square to another square to another square. So if I was here, I would be missing some of the healings, okay? Because this guy, if I'm here, is going to give this healing, this side. So here, if you guys check, it jumps from one side, one side, one side. So it means from there, I'll jump, I'll give the healing to this guy, I'll give healing to this guy, I give healing to everyone, basically. And you guys can see that happening on the fight. Alright, you guys will be able, let's see if I can just activate only Ugok. Sometimes, yeah, you guys can see they are getting heal. Okay, and that heal is from the battle skill. Let's see if we can see one more. It's one time, so it's really slow. Oh, he's using now. So yeah, it's giving heal. It's only for me now. No, it jumped to them as well. So they got some healing. Let's see if we can see one more. Yep, it jumped to this guy now, and now this guy, that one. So yeah, it's really hard to see where is the battle skill going. But you guys can see the healing pop up, the number that is providing. So he's using it now. So jump there, again to him, to there. Yeah, so you guys can see it's working. So you always want to make sure your battle skill, you have the right placement to get the most benefit from all your skills. And for example, this placement is really working well because it's jumping to these ones, and it jumps up to 6 times, okay? So this is one of the things that made me improve my damage at the moment. That's why I'm increased from 50 million to 100 million with all of these small changes that can just improve your damage. But you need to play on manual mode, this mode, and set your timings and see if it's working or not. Is really the best way to get the mess off your Vortex. Okay, if you want, you just can copy. If you have the same characters, you can copy this one I did, so you guys can see the stats, the sets I'm using, the artifacts I'm using. I already show you the timings, and that's it. That's basically it. And the element, this one is really important as well. I'm using this one to increase basic attack damage, this one critical basic attacks, and this one basic attack damage. And then on this guy, I'm using this one not for this content. This one is more for alliance bosses, okay? But I'll talk about that in the next video, okay guys? So I hope this was helpful. Comment below any other questions you have regarding Vortex, or just join my Discord so I can help you better with all of this. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and don't forget to leave your subscribe and like to this video. See you in the next one.